Hey folks, in this video I am going to be talking about the Sawyer mini straw. This little guy here is a complete lifesaver. No, I'm not sponsored by these guys at all. I've just been using this product for many years. So stick around and find out why. Hey guys, welcome back to Our Scamp Life. This episode, I wanted to share one of my favorite things for getting water with anyways. Sometimes, you end up dry camping. Sometimes we've been really fortunate. A lot of campgrounds we've stayed at have full water hookups, that sort of a thing. So that's been really nice. We have had to fill the tanks underneath here in the Scamp once. They work beautifully. But when you're out hiking, or sometimes when you're dry camping, you might be near a beautiful river with ice cold water, but you don't want to get sick. Something that I have used for years, I know I'm a bigger guy, but I have always been super into the outdoors. Hiking, biking, that sort of a thing. I've always been big boned. I used to do a lot of backpacking. I don't so much anymore since I've got the family. It's just hard to leave for a weekend by yourself, that sort of a thing. Wouldn't have to leave by myself, but Sarah's not into, she loves going for walks. She doesn't necessarily love super long hikes over rocks and sticks and stuff, and that's stuff that I've really enjoyed. A few years ago, while I was still doing a lot of my backpacking, I came across this little guy. This is called the Sawyer Mini. And what it is it's a filtration straw. It's basically got a big membrane inside of here that cleans all your water. So you can screw this to the top of a water bottle. You can use the straw and put it right in here and drink directly out of, whatever you want to drink out of. I've literally been in the middle of the woods and I put this straw on because I've been super thirsty and I've been in a swampy area and I have drank out of a swamp puddle. This does not take away bad tastes. It does take away 99.9%, whatever it is, 0.5% of any of those microns that are going to make you sick. Some of you may be a little bit more familiar with the Life straw. That's a little bit longer, and the Life straw is really cool, but it's the same concept as this. This does not take up as much space as the Life straw. What also is really cool, and you can also use a Life straw, so whatever you're using, stick with it. But how this thing basically works is this is the top that you'd pull off, or you don't have to pull the whole thing off. And I'd put the straw into the bottom, shove it on there, and then walk up to whatever water source I want to drink out of, a river or whatever, and bend over and just start sucking really hard. Now, because it's a super filter in here, I mean, it's a really, you got to suck hard to get water. So what works out really good are these squeeze pouches, which usually come with these Sawyer mini straws. These things just kind of unroll, and it's really kind of neat what you do. You pull the straw off, set that aside. This thing screws onto the top. Screw that on there once this thing is filled up with water. So I would fill this up at any river, lake, anything like that. And then you basically, I just roll it up and it forces the water through there so you don't have to sit there and keep sucking on the end of the straw as hard as you possibly can. So this is a really super good combination. We keep 2 of these in the Scamp. We have 3 at home in our go bags, so if you're into prepping at all or anything like that, they're a really good thing to have. There's been some tests done. There's been people from Sawyer who have actually went out and drank out of like a sewage dump. I would not recommend that. I'm not even going to try it ever, but it's cool that they were able to do that, and they say that's how good this thing is. You can do something like 10,000 gallons of water or something like that. I may be way off on my numbers. Like I said, it's been quite a few years since I've owned this, but I've owned this thing now. This particular one is about 5 years old. The thing that keeps them looking new that you want to make sure that you keep up with when you come back from a trip where you have used it in some pretty nasty water, this is just a little flusher, and it's pretty easy to use. You just put put it in the end, you have it filled up with fresh water from your home, and then you are gonna force it actually this way. You're gonna force it back through the opposite side of the filter, so it pushes all of that bad stuff or most of it back out. So that's how you keep getting many years out of these. So this Sawyer mini straw, if you don't own one, they're 20 bucks. Go buy one of these. It is going to be a lifesaver in so many situations, and like I said, they're like 20 bucks. I think Mills Fleet Farm, Gander Mountain, any of those have those. So I think when I first bought this, it was like 40. It's come down a ton in price, so I think total we own 5 or 6 of them. They're just a great thing to have around. So when you go out hiking, you're always ready. As long as you're around some sort of a water source, you're not gonna go thirsty. So like I said, all you gotta do is just put your straw on here and any water source. This is our rain barrel that we use to water our garden with, essentially. And there's bugs in here, there's dirt, there's grime, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that you would not want to drink at all if you don't have one of these Sawyer mini straws. So here we go. Pull the cap off, and like I said, you do have to have a lot of sucking pressure to get any water out, but and there we go. So, and once you start it, it actually comes pretty easy after that. So it does taste like whatever you're drinking from. But I know I'm okay drinking this because I've drank from a lot worse areas of water than this in the different times. So let me show you how the pouch works then from there. So we've got the same barrel of water. I've taken the cap off the pouch, and you just fill it up. You can fill it up slowly, however you want to fill it up. We don't need a whole lot of water in there. Sometimes you're going to want to blow it out if it's been rolled up for a long time. But for the most part, you get your water in there. Then you're going to screw your top is meant to just screw onto pretty much any bottle you want. And from that point on, all you're going to do is roll it, and you can start to see the water coming back through there. You can also just let it hang. I'm not putting any pressure on there. That's just the water just coming through. Hopefully you can get that in on camera there. You can see that, but it's just dripping from that point. So some people will just hang one of these pouches. A larger version of this pouch, or any pouch pretty much works, and they'll just let it slowly drip out with gravity running through the system like that. So, but if you need a quick drink, obviously you just give her a squeeze and you go like that. So that's how this system works. I've been using it for a long time, and it works out really well. So then with the plunger, you're just gonna fill the thing up with water. You're gonna take your Sawyer, and you obviously don't want to put it back into this water. Only want to do this if you've got fresh water, but you're gonna force it back through the system, and you can see some odd color water. This is fresh water from the inside of my house, so usually when I'll get back from a trip, I would go ahead and use this if I knew I used the Sawyer. But that just back flushes it, and usually I can tell, it's usually about twice. I didn't suck much water out of it that time, but twice back through there, your system is good to go again. So that's all that there really is to using one of these Sawyer mini straws. I think it's awesome. And like I said at the beginning of the video, not making any money off this video. I just believe in products, and I want other people to at least be able to know that they exist. So this is a great product, and I've been using it for years. So for 20 bucks, it's worth to have just in case an emergency comes up. I hope this video helped you guys out, and if you've got more questions for me about when and where I've used these, I'll try to answer as much information as I can in the comments below, or feel free to send us an email at ourscamplife@gmail.com. So if you like videos like this, you want to learn more about what we use in our Scamp Camper, put it in the comment section down below, and if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks guys, God bless.